today, the content that we're going to talk about is perfectionism. It's a particular style of thinking that comes up often, and there's a number of reasons for that. So there's two key elements to being perfectionistic. One is the expectations that you have of yourself as a perfectionist, and the second part is the expectations that you have on other people around you. For some people, if they're very, very high on this style of thinking, they'll have both of those things. They'll both have very, very high expectations of themselves, and they'll have equally high expectations of other people around them. Now, there's a lot of challenges around that, because if you work with people, you'll know in your own family or in your own life, if you set very, very high goals that are difficult for those goals to be achieved, it is very, very likely that people won't achieve those goals, and then they feel bad that they haven't achieved those goals, and it plays into the core of what is at the center of perfectionistic thinking. As with most of these things that aren't super useful for us, the core and the center of perfectionistic thinking is all about how worthy that you feel. And it's interesting because people that are really high in perfectionistic thinking want to do a job. It's not about a good quality job. That's not perfectionistic thinking. Perfectionistic thinking is they want to make sure that absolutely everything is spot on and accurate, and there's no mistakes and no scope for growth or for error. And so in that environment, people can be quite slow at what they do. If you want a job done quickly, don't give it to a perfectionist or someone who's high in that thinking, because of the very fact that that person feels immobilized by wanting to make sure that everything is exactly right. They're going to be often up to 2 times or sometimes more, depending on their thinking, slower. The other interesting side product of perfectionistic thinking is if you're in an organization and you're a manager. So you can imagine if you've ever had a manager before that has super, super high goals that there's no possible way that you can achieve, and you're reporting into this person, what that actually does to your motivation. It actually makes you demotivated, and it makes you less likely to want to do what that manager needs you to do. So from a management or a leadership point of view, it can be a very, very ineffective style. So I just wanted to really quickly bring a snapshot to you today about perfectionistic thinking. If this is you and you know that you are highly perfectionistic, I would challenge you to do something like go out of the house in the morning with everything not being spotless. If you have a high need for control about an order about your surroundings, I would challenge you to walk out of the house with things not exactly how you want them to be. There could be so many challenges you could put forward for yourself, but the key thing to remember is you are a good person, whether you do a perfect job, a fantastic job, an exceptional job, an average job, or even a poor job. You are still a good person. And at the end of the day, that's the key that you want to go home with and remember. You're a good person no matter what standard of task that you actually do. So thanks very much. If you've got any questions or comments, just feel free to pop them down in the feed and we can continue the conversation about perfectionism.
Never be the same, never be the same. Freedom from fear.